What's the latest line on that one?
24 and a half.
24 and a half in that game.
Let's talk about it some on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline as we continue live at Innisfree with our friends from Bud Light, who remind you, decide to ride. Make a plan before you ever take that first drink. Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light remind you to decide to ride. Alabama's Henry To'oTo'o with us now on that JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. What's up, Henry? How are you this morning?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Doing awesome. Thanks a lot. That was a wild game at Arkansas, a game that seemed in control at 28-0. Bryce Young goes out. Jalen Milroe comes in. Arkansas stages a comeback. The thing that impressed me most about your team in that game, Henry, was you kind of had that killer instinct. As soon as Arkansas came back into the game, you guys are kind of able to clamp down and take control back of that game. Is that kind of the feeling you guys had in the locker room, is that killer instinct is alive and well with you?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely knew that game should have never gotten out of hand. So, it was just one of those moments where we just kind of fell back, into our understanding of how good we can be when we all play together and when we're all locked in, everybody's doing their job, and we're all flying to the ball and we're clicking on all cylinders. So, we've been in moments like that last year, crunch time moments where we had to buckle up and pull out a win. But, that was definitely a good moment to see. But we just can't let that, 28-point lead, go to waste.
Dude, who was in the 10 jersey that pushed that guy after the whistle there and got that 15-yard penalty? What was that guy thinking?
Man, I don't know. We got to go find that guy and slap him. We gotta do.
When you do something like that, when you do something like that and you start trotting back over after the series, do you know a butt chewing's coming?
Oh yeah. Definitely I was so embarrassed, and Coach Saban got on me, and that was just something so out of character. I'm never like that. So definitely was a learning lesson. Yeah, I got my butt chewed out though. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, so the play of the game seemed to be you guys are up 28-23, a 3rd and 15 from your own 20, and then Jalen takes it 77 yards. And watching the speed of Jalen, the debate became, is he the fastest player on Alabama's team? Is Jalen Milroe the fastest guy?
See, I think he is. He does that kind of stuff in practice all the time. He runs around, making cuts in and out. In my opinion, I think it's either him or Jameer. But I think Milroe got him. Milroe's my dog. I think he got him.
Yeah, so right now, if you had to put money on one, if you had $1 million and you had to pick one teammate to outrun anybody, you would take Milroe.
Yep, I got Milroe.
Corey says Isaiah Bond is the fastest. Now, Corey's not in practice, but
No. You guys got to see Milroe in practice. You got to see Milroe.
Alabama's Henry To'oTo'o with us on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. It is the next round. We're live at Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa, presented by Bud Light, who reminds you to decide to ride. Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light remind you before you ever take that first drink, get a plan. Decide to ride with Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light. All right, so Texas A&M coming to town, and a lot of people around the country want to make this out as a grudge match because of everything that happened in the offseason. I know your locker room has said a lot about we're going to let our talk be on the field. What is the feeling in the locker room about this game? Is it any different because of some of the offseason stuff that happened with Jimbo Fisher and your coach?
No, I mean, there's nothing different. Really, our locker room is so locked in because, we owe them. They beat us last year, and we owe them a good little game. We owe them one. So that's kind of been our attitude. Coach done a great job of putting that offseason noise to silence where we're not even focused on it. We're focused on coming back with vengeance and beating these guys. And that should be our main focus, and that's our main focus right now. Is just definitely putting a whole 60-minute game together to where we can execute and play to the Alabama standard.
What did they do last year that disrupted your defense, and how do you think you've adjusted to that 1 year later?
They really, I remember last year they did a great job of pushing the line of scrimmage, running good concepts in the back end, trying to get guys out of place, being able to, try to catch our eyes in areas where we shouldn't be. So they did a good job of that last year, watching the game from last year. Watched it about twice, this week as we're watching film from them. But, they did a great job of that, trying to, do a lot of eye candy. But, this year we're so locked in, definitely a lot older, a lot more mature, being able to, try not to focus on that little eye candy that they put out for us. So definitely excited about, what our defense has to do this year.
So word dropped yesterday, Max Johnson is out for the entire season. So Haynes King will be the guy that starts tomorrow. What does Haynes King do well?
He's a fast ball thrower. He can get the ball, where he needs it to be. So that he's a little smaller than Max. So, it's going to be good for us, up front to be able to get our hands up and try to bat balls down. But he can also run. He can extend plays on his feet, trying to get out the pocket. When he's out the pocket, he can still throw it and still run. So, that's definitely going to be a huge challenge for us, and excited to play him.
I know your quarterback, Bryce Young, is a leader on this team already. I'm aware of that. But reading the quotes from Nick Saban yesterday with Chris Lowe of ESPN, and your coach talking about how he's practiced all week, he wants to play this, he doesn't want this injury to stop him. How much respect does that get from a locker room when you see your quarterback have to go out hurt and he's doing everything he can to play in this game Saturday?
Man, you get a lot of respect from a guy like that. Being able to just see him trying to fight through an injury and not only playing the game, but he's trying to practice. A lot of people will get hurt and not even practice and just go straight to the game. Bryce is out there trying to practice. Like, you gain so much respect from, not me, but our whole entire leadership group, our whole entire team. That just shows the character he is, though. He's going to fight. He's going to scratch, claw, and do anything it takes to win. And Bryce is a winner, and you see it in him every single day.
All right, Henry To'oTo'o on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline. It's the next round presented by Bud Light that reminds you to decide to ride before you ever take that first drink at a place like here at Innisfree in Tuscaloosa. Make sure you have a plan. Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light remind you to decide to ride. Henry, thank you so much for the time. Good luck against A&M, and we'll see you next Friday.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, buddy, take care. That is Henry To'oTo'o, the Alabama linebacker, with us each week on the JohnstonRVCenter.com hotline.